Your Dandy Digger is equipped with two separate auger drive systems. Your digger engine is your first and main source of auger power. Along with this, you have an auxiliary hydraulic auger power source, which receives hydraulic oil flow and pressure from your tractor engine. This is used for extra power to the auger and also for reversing the auger when needed. We're going to cover the three ways of using this auxiliary hydraulic system in this section and how and when to use it in the next section. With both engines off, we're going to cover how to engage and disengage the auxiliary hydraulic system. Be sure your power section is locked up and the loader is on the ground. The hydraulic valve handles are mounted in a manner allowing you to engage or disengage the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive with your right elbow while your hand stays on the digger up and down lever. If for some reason this method does not work for you, it's also possible to reach across with your left hand to engage or disengage. Anytime you engage the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive into forward, your right foot should be centered between both throttle pedals so both engines are working together at approximately the same RPM. Sometimes when digging with a 10-inch auger or larger in sticky clay, gumbo, or any soil that creates a heavy drag on the auger, use of the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive will make the digging process much faster due to nearly doubling the power to the auger. Once you start digging and your auger is about 8 inches into the ground, engage the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive and leave it engaged throughout the complete digging process. When digging with an 8-inch through 12-inch auger and using auxiliary hydraulic auger power, be sure the high range low range selector knob is in high range. If digging with a 16-inch auger and larger, place the knob in low range. When the knob is in low range, the auxiliary hydraulic auger speed is cut in half from that of high range. When digging in rocky ground or chunk rock conditions, you will not want the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive engaged all the time. This will cause your auger to spin too fast and shear numerous shear pins as you hit rocks or objects in the ground. When your auger actually gets stuck or stops turning, engage the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive for just a moment to boost the auger torque and twist the auger free. Then, disengage it and continue digging with the digger engine only. Remember, anytime you engage your auxiliary hydraulic auger drive in forward, you should be giving both engines the same amount of throttle so they work together. In this condition, for all augers 10 inches diameter and larger, you'll want to use low range. To reverse the auger, be sure the digger engine is at an idle. With your left hand, pull out on the reverse lockout pin. Then place the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive handle in the reverse position. It will be necessary to raise the power section while your auger turns backwards to allow the auger to unscrew. Place the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive back to the neutral position, then push the reverse lock pin back into the lock position before returning to digging. Never give your digger engine throttle while reversing your auger. Severe damage to the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive system will result. Never use the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive to shake or spin the dirt from the auger. Severe damage to the variable speed drive system will result. Never start and run the digger engine without the tractor engine running and the RPM set. Severe damage to the auxiliary hydraulic auger drive system will result. The Dandy Digger has two separate auger drive systems. If you don't use them both in tough conditions at least once in a while, you're not using the machine to its full potential. Be sure the high-low range selection knob is in the proper range for the condition and auger size you're using.